But someone that's not making $1 million is America's Got Talent. So if you think you're going to win $1 million, if you actually win America's Got Talent, you're not winning $1 million, because it came out actually recently that the whole breakdown is insane to me. I never knew this. I've watched the show. I think it's kind of fun a lot of times, but you're like, you're $1 million and get a show in Vegas. It'll be fantastic. Well, if you want to get $1 million, you can collect it over 40 years and get $25,000 a year. Plus, that's before taxes, plus taxes. So they are taxed anyways. So that's how much money you actually get over 40 years. Or you can get cash payout, and that'll be $300,000, but then they're going to take taxes out. So it's like, not $1 million. I'm going to call it shenanigans on America's Got Talent and Simon Cowell. Like, that's not $1 million. Now, of course, you get the deal where you go on a weekend excursion to Vegas and you can actually have your whole triumph on stage and do your performance, which is amazing. And sometimes that can snowball into bigger and better things. But the money thing is kind of like, it's kind of shady if you ask me. I was very surprised to hear this. And actually, the guy who actually won, Adrian Sequoia, actually was his whole thing this past season 18. He just won this week. He actually won with his dog, and like it was his dog Hurricane was actually pretty awesome. They had a whole like presentation where he was like behind stage and the dog was acting like the director. The dog's pushing him to his mark, going behind the camera, pretending to shoot, like hitting the clapper, like fixing his hair, doing all this stuff. It was actually a lot of fun. It was very impressive to see a dog do that. But this guy, honestly, should win $1 million. Anybody that does this show should win $1 million, but you're only getting, after take home, you're probably getting $200,000 if you take the cash buyout, if that, and like, that's great. That's great, but it's not $1 million. It's not $1 million. It really isn't. Mike, are you surprised on these facts? Do you think that this makes sense to you, or do you think that people are getting the fucking short end of the stick?
It's bullshit. I have heard before that it's actually better in those lottery kind of situations or when you win something to take the first payout, because 40 years from now, Snickers bar is going to cost $80. Like, it's just, I don't know. They're just trying to, I guess we were talking earlier about the fracturing of media. Like, I guess they have lower and lower budgets because they're getting less and less of the, less and less eyeballs on them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right, Mike. Less and less eyeballs, and it's tough. It's really freaking tough because it's like, how can they actually, how can they give out $1 million every year? Simon Cowell has freaking money, but how can they do that, What do you think about this, Spencer? Do you think this is shenanigans, or do you think this is kind of par for the course for the world that they're actually involved in?
Super par for the course, yeah. I don't know. The more and more you learn about a lot of this stuff, I feel like it's just kind of routine. But I don't know. I also think of like David Caruso and like CSI Miami, I wonder if they went to Simon Cowell and they were like, hey, listen, can we just like not pay you like $5 million a year? Can we just like take like one off that? And he's like, fuck that.
Like, no way.
No, we're not paying him $1 million anymore. Okay. But you're going to lose me if you pay me any less. So I don't know. There's always different, 1,000 different reasons, but yeah, it's super sad. Yeah. But it happens a lot, I feel like. So,
happens all the time. Yeah. Glamazona, yes, 18 seasons. They're doing 18 seasons just ended. So, they went through COVID and everything. They found ways to keep going, but they're running out of money. That's what Razor X says. They might be running out of money, but I think Simon Cowell just putting more money in his pocket, probably. He gets to cut everybody's contract moving forward if they make money anyway. So he's making money off them all the time. So I thought it was very interesting. I thought it was very fascinating that they're actually doing this. But that's just a business. It really is, right, Keoki? This doesn't surprise you, does it?
Not at all. Nope. It's right into what I thought. We already know what it's like for the pay down. He's the producer. He's getting the show. Obviously, they're still going by Nielsen ratings reviews, but it's like, dude, if you're not getting that TV money, they're going to try to trickle down and cut that money out that's going to the person that actually wins. It's just like, American Idol. They're like, oh, yeah, you're going to get all this money and you're going to get this promotion. You're like, oh, okay. The money actually ends up being lower for everybody that wasn't on season 1 or 2 or maybe 3. So this is falling right into those fans. It's reality TV going to that little bucket of money that they think they have, even though they're making, tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah. And that was a picture of the guy who just won, like Adrian, which it's great. Yeah, it's great. The dog was awesome. Dog Hand was the last time they had a dog win was like 2007. So a dog act. So, it's pretty big. Simon loves himself some cows and some dogs and some animals and some bees and some trees and all that shit. So, right, Mike? Mike, do you think that this makes sense to you? What do you think?
What about dogs being millionaires? Is that what you're asking?
Dog millionaire. Yep, the dog millionaires. It makes sense that dogs become millionaires just like anybody else.
I did. I was curious as to what that show actually was, so I watched that today. And that dog is doing a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
He's earning that.
Isn't he?
His money, yeah.
He's jumping around. He's like flipping like lights, and he's like directing, and he's like throwing him flowers and fixing his hair. He's doing a lot of stuff.
Man.
It's really impressive. It's very impressive. Lexi, you think this is impressive? Do you think that this is just the world we live in, that these talk shows just lie, or these game shows lie? They say they're giving you like $1 million, but it's just kind of at the end of the day, you know, you get all the people that actually are involved are not making the money you think they would make.
I mean, everything's a lie. And I mean,
Well
you
said.
go in a store, it says it's $1.99. It's not $1.99. Why don't we put the price with the tax added onto it? And then it's the exact price that it would be. And then I can go, oh, it's this much, and I walk in.
Exactly.
No.
I'm going to get $1 million. You're going to get $1 million before taxes and whatever. If you win a car on any game show, you have to pay the taxes on the car. If you win any money in the lottery, you have to pay the taxes. What world do you people live in that you didn't know that when you won on a game show, like as an adult, like I'm not going to talk about like younger people, but like anybody who's like in our age group or whatever, like what fucking world do you live in that you don't know this stuff? Because like genuinely, like we have not existed in a world where anybody has ever put the exact prices out there with what they are on anything, and the amount of money that you win is never an exact amount. You know very well that you have to pay the taxes on every single fucking thing that you win. Everything. And everything that you do, whether you go online and you do one of those, you know, paying money to win a car things that are like on there right now, you will have to pay the taxes on that too. That's why those giveaways now, those ones they're doing now, they give you $40,000 with the car, because it actually is going to help you cover the taxes on the car. Like, there's things that people have paid attention to now that they're like, win a car with $20,000. It's like, yeah, because $20,000 is going to cover all the fucking taxes and all the shit.
Exactly.
That when you're done with, basically the car is going to be free, and all that money that you got ain't going to be there. So like, it's one of those things where the very idea that people are sitting here and going, I can't believe that people who watch America's Got Talent are not getting $1 million. What fucking world? Like, seriously.
I know, especially these days.
No. Like, I mean, the fact that it's even a news story and that we're having a discussion about, not that I'm like judging the discussion, like it's a news story and we're having a discussion about the fucking news story.
It's problematic
it's like,
that we expect to be lied to, is it not?
Like, yeah, it's like, it's astonishing to me in that, but like, it's just the world that we live in. It's like, you have to know that like, it's not legitimate. And also like, Taylor Swift's cat is worth more than all of us put together.
It's
like,
true.
you're looking at that dog and whatever. And I got to say, everything on America's Got Talent is fucking stupid. They don't have talent. We don't have talent. They're party tricks. I'm like, you want to watch some party tricks? I'm like, it's fucking Vegas. And then all of these people, they're going to get a fucking show in Vegas for like 6 months, and the show's going to be closed down. Because everything in Vegas closed in 6 months. Whether it's a fucking restaurant or a major fucking business. I lived there for 10 years. I watched that fucking thing change and morph every 5 seconds. Nothing is static. Everything is fucking constantly changing. Like, I don't know what you expect to gain from going on this show other than 5 minutes of fame. And like, trust me, that's all you're going to gain from it. Is
$1 million.
Fame. And
$1 million.
Over the course of 40 years, which equates
40 years.
to what, $10 an hour? So I'm like, I can actually fucking go get a degree and fucking get a job. Make
sex, drugs, and rock and roll, GR.
10 years. Yeah.
It's that, like,
you still get the cover.
Good point.
And like, really, like, I mean, the most successful things that we've seen from these shows, like Jabberwockies didn't come from this. They came from that fucking America's Best Dance Crew. And that was a way better show. That was all day, every day. I way rather watch America's Best Dance Crew than anything on America's Got Talent.
No.
And like, I'm not gonna, like, just trash America's Best Got Talent, because I'm like, whatever, people like that shit. They want to watch some, showcase stuff. It's no different than
everybody wants to win $1 million.
It's one of those kind of things. But like, Howie Mandel, can you please go do some real fucking work? You're one of my favorite comedians.
I know,
Bobby's World was the shit.
Bobby's World
love
was
your
great.
stand-up comedy.
Howie's great, though.
Comedy was the funniest fucking shit in the world. You're one of the funniest human beings on the planet. You are funny as shit. Stop doing this show. There's a
Yeah,
lot
I know.
of fucking talent.
He's not going to stop. It's an easy
He's not gonna
paycheck
stop.
for him.
The irony
it's
is
so
he's
easy
Canadian.
for him.
I'm like, come on. At least
It's
go to Canada's
it's
Got
easy
Talent.
money, and he doesn't have to shake hands because he doesn't like touching people. So
No, I
he's gonna
love it.
It's true.
OCD
I
is
know.
the best.
He's a cool
He just-
dude.